Canada sucked. The UFC won't come back to Canada in a while. I'm telling you that. Yeah guys, UFC 297 review video. I already made a review video of the main event yesterday, but I felt like I needed to review the rest of the event too, so you don't have to watch it, and trust me, you don't want to dive deeper into this event. But it did have some funny, good highlights. I mean, yeah, the Canadian men went 0-7 in this event. The two only women on the card, Jasmine Jasudavicius and Jillian Robertson, won. Yeah guys, what can we say about that? I mean, some funny moments on this event. Slenderman was fighting. He fought Charles Jourdain, and many people put their money on Charles Jourdain because they don't know who Sean Woodson is. Even I put my money on Charles Jourdain because home turf, but I forget Sean Woodson is like a live action Slender Man. You just can't take him down, and his reach is like that guy gets featherweight. That's just crazy. And yeah, at the end of the fight, Sean Woodson won, but it seemed like Bruce Buffer said Charles instead of Sean, but
by split decision, Sean the Sniper Woodson.
Guys, Sean Woodson won the fight.
But it seemed like Bruce Buffer said Charles instead of Sean, but I know in the heat of the moment, first thought, I thought, oh, Charles did actually win because he celebrated automatically and you minute ago. But yeah, DC hopped in there and said, no, you won, Sean, you won. And that was pretty sad for Charles because he was pissed. But yeah, miscommunication and a fail from the ref, of course. So yeah, Brad Katona made his debut after winning last year's Ultimate Fighter, McGregor against Chandler. Made his debut and lost. Got hammered by Garrett Armfield. Yeah, buddy, you're gonna get cut again. And Arnold Almighty Allen against Movsar Evloev. That is a fight that I've longed for a whole long time. And people are sleeping on Evloev. People thought, oh, Diego Lopez had a brawl with him. But he thought Arnold Allen would just walsh over him. But not on Evloev. Arnold Allen, don't get me wrong. Crazy dude, crazy chin, crazy style, full power every shot he takes. Evloev was just a better man. 29-28 fair score. I believe Evloev stole the first round and dominated in the second round. And in the third, there was a moment which was debatable if it was legal or not, and that were the knees. And there was a nice explanation from Mark Goddard because Allen gave like 5 knees to the head whilst Evloev had his hand on the ground. The thing is, you have to have your whole weight on the ground, you cannot reach for the ground to be a downed opponent. And in this case, it looked like Evloev was reaching for the ground, but Arnold Allen was keeping his arms up. He was reverse thigh clinching him by keeping his head up to shove knees into his face, into his temple, which was pretty dirty to do. And I must say, Allen fought a pretty dirty fight in general. He grabbed the fence multiple times to save himself from takedowns. He grabbed the fence like 10 times, and that's not exaggerating. And people are saying, yeah, why did Mark Goddard stop the fight? Because Allen could go for the finish after those knees. Well, of course he could go for the finish because it was an awkward position and you could not argue if it was legal or not. That's why he didn't take a point of Allen, because normally it would be a no contest or a disqualification or a point deduction, but he didn't. He gave fair play to him. The first 2 he gave through, and the second 2 he didn't. So pretty even to me. And yeah, just because of that, Arnold Allen won the 3rd round, which is pretty sad. Evloev had a crazy submission escape from Arnold Allen and staying more active. I mean, 17 takedown attempts, 5 were succeeded. I need to do a whole video of this fight because that was such a crazy fight. And maybe I'll do a whole video about it because people thought it was a robbery. Chris Curtis against Marc-Andre Barriault, another Canadian man that lost in a war because this fight was non-stop back and forth action, back and forth boxing, no takedowns, just boxing, leg kicks, high kicks, whatever. Chris Curtis, the action man against the Canadian Barriault. I believe it was a split decision victory out of my head. But yeah, a war. It was okay. And then the gatekeeper, Neil Magny, against Mike Malott. Mike Malott was destined to be the big Canadian star on this event. He wanted to spectacularly finish Neil Magny, but Neil Magny, whenever his rank is on the line, he fights like prime George St. Pierre to go for the finish. And that is what we've seen. I mean, Mike Malott was winning the fights. Obviously, he was winning the fights. If it would go to decision, it would be 29-28. But yeah, he gave up. He just gave up. I don't know how, because the shots that Neil Magny gave to Mike Malott weren't that hard, but they just went through, just on his face, on his temple. And Mike Malott, he just gave up, and which was pretty rough to see, but also kind of satisfying, because it's Neil Magny. After what he went through with Ian Gary, it's just great to see him win again. Yeah, the co-main event. Should I begin? What I can say, Raquel Pennington deservingly won the fight, but it was just a horrible co-main event and a horrible title fight. Mayra Silva, all that crap that she talked didn't go through, no? She won the first round, but after that, Raquel, just dominated. And pretty sad that she couldn't finish Silva, because they were sad that Raquel couldn't finish her. But main event already, I'm happy, I guess. And the main event, already had the review video out there. Be sure to check that one out. And you know what's coming? Stay hydrated.